at the right time. So I believe we're ready to get started. And we want to hear one more time. If you really are ready, if you're like Mrs. Gordon, I'm ready. This is going to be the turning point for me. Remember, it's July 28th of 2026, and there's no better place that you could be than right here. Go ahead and please drop a yes and some flames because I'm about to slide straight on out of the way because I'm just the appetizer, okay? I was only asked to be the hostess on tonight. But I promise you, again, you are in for a treat. My name is Tedra Gordon. For those of you who do not know me, and I'm just excited to be a servant leader on tonight. All right. I do love to serve people. I love to help people. I love to be able to watch people not just survive, but to thrive. And that is why I said yes to this industry because it gives me a leverage to be able to help a bunch of people, right? So, enough about me because that's not what you're here for. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to an amazing leader. I listen, there's nobody like her. She is a multiple seven-figure earner. Okay. She is more than qualified to give you this information on tonight. I don't even want to tell her story because every day her story evolves, okay? And she just goes to another level. And the last couple days, she's been doing some amazing things. So if y'all are really ready, before I turn this over to our multiple seven-figure income earner, I need to see some more flames in the chat and a yes, yes, if you are ready to hear from none other than Mrs. Nina Rochelle Mora. You go ahead and take it away. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gordon. I'm trying to make sure everybody has the correct link. They haven't been looking at the messages that we've put up for the last few days, and so let's make sure that everybody has the correct link. Can you all please one more time send tonight's link out in all of the chats so everybody is caught up on the link that we're on this evening? We've got a lot of people that are not on the correct link, and we need to make sure everybody's in the same space. All right, you all. And so you do not, I want you to understand something. Those of you that are on for interpretation, those of you that are on for interpretation, you need to click the globe at the bottom of the screen, or you need to click where it says more. Choose more. And they're simultaneously hearing this right now. We have an amazing interpreter named Javier who is interpreting for us right now. Mr. Javier Mason is our interpreter. They are hearing the presentation in Spanish while I am speaking in English. All right, it is going simultaneously. So we need everybody to remember that if you want to hear this in Spanish, you do not need to request for Spanish on the screen in the captions. You need to choose more and or hit the globe that's at the bottom of your screen and choose the language that you want to hear this in. If you want to hear this in English, you want to make sure that you're just don't do anything. If you need to hear this in another language, then you need to go ahead and choose Spanish so that you can hear this in the language that you need in Spanish. If you need in Spanish, I'm speaking in English, and we're going to make sure we give this just another 60 seconds to make sure that you know how to choose your language that you're hearing the Zoom in. All right, want to make sure. And so we don't apologize. We've had to create a new link, and we've given out the new link for the last few days now to make sure that everybody was on the correct Zoom. So send out the link that we're on so that everybody's here at the same time in one place at the same happy time. All right, you guys. Again, I am Nina Moore, and I don't want to get this started until we know that everyone that needs to hear this in Spanish clicks the globe or you choose more. And once you choose more, you're going to see where it says interpretation. Once you see where it says interpretation, you then need to choose the language that you want to hear this in. So if you need to hear this in Spanish, check the comments. Our team is going to make sure that they continue to put the message in the comments. So again, we're going to get started. My name is Nina Moore. Super excited to be here with you all. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gordon, for hosting tonight's call, for getting everybody warmed up. And I saw a lot of yeses in the comments. I saw yes that you're ready to level up in your health. I saw yes that you're ready to level up in your money. I saw yes that you want to help a whole lot of people. I saw yes that you want to have a lot of fun. I saw yes. And I'm telling you right now that you are in the right place at the right time. You're going to hear the right information. And by the end of this call, you're going to understand why we're so excited. By the end of this call, you're going to hear some amazing testimonies. They're going to help you to come to a decision. All right, to a decision. And so once again, I see that there are people that need to get the Spanish interpretation. They must choose the globe or more and choose the interpretation that you want to hear this in, English or Spanish. And so you all, a few months ago, I was given a patch. I was given a video, actually. That's where it started. I was given a video that I didn't want to watch. And my husband saw the video and he said, Nina, I think you need to take a look at this video. And after taking a look at the video, which you all are going to see tonight, I was very intrigued at this now future of wellness. And I want you to know that the future of wellness is now. Now, I've been in this industry now since 2008, but a professional since 2014. I am a former professional hairstylist and salon owner for 27 years. I spent in the salon as a slave behind the chair. And I realized that I was making a lot more money than I had month. And the month was longer than the money that I had. I realized that there had to be a better way. And I got tired of making ends meet. And so in 2008, while going through a divorce, struggling with obesity, struggling with depression, I was invited to a meeting very similar to the one that you're on right now. The only difference is that you did not have to leave the comforts of your home. You see, the night that I went to that meeting, it was pouring down raining outside. And I remember sitting in the meeting as I was listening to the presenter. And I remember her challenging me, saying things like, well, some of you work 50, 60, and 70 hours a week, and you don't have $300 to rub together. And what I realized that night, Robin Owens, is that she was talking about me. I was working 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week, and I didn't have $300 to rub together. See, I knew in that meeting that they were going to ask me to spend some money. I kind of got the gist of it after a while. I knew that I was going to have to make an investment, like you will have to make an investment. I'm going to go ahead and say that up front so that you don't feel like we're tricking you into listening to this entire Zoom. Here's what I want to share with you before you even choose to click off of here. I've never seen what I'm seeing right now. I've never seen what we're going to share with you tonight. You see, I've never seen, and I don't make any medical claims, but I've never seen people getting up out of wheelchairs. I've never seen people who had a speech impediment go from stuttering to speaking clearly in a moment. I've never seen where there are children that are coming off of their medications. You see, we talked a lot about weight loss and we talked a lot about, liquid vitamins in the past. We've talked about a lot of those things, right? Me Too products, Robin, Me Too products that every company, just private labels that they slap another label on it, maybe charge about $5 less, and it's a race to the bottom. Well, I don't know about you all, but I know that I was tired of running from company to company to company, only to find that there were the same products from this company to that company. This company have a coffee, that company have a coffee. This company have a shake, that company have a shake. This one have a collagen, that one have a collagen. Some of them were very disgusting as well. But we ran from company to company to company, chasing the American dream, right? Or chasing the dream that I too can live abundance, that I too can have more. And I saw people on stage that looked just like me. And so in that meeting that night, Lori Edwards, I spent $300. I invested $300, and I'm so glad I did. Because that investment that I made back in 2008 is the reason why now we're sitting on this Zoom. And I'm sitting here as a multiple seven-figure income earner with no university or college degree. no business classes or skills or anything like that. I am sitting here to show you that if you could share information with other people, I am sitting here to prove to you that when you have a product that simply works, there is no selling. That literally all I'm doing right now is chasing the smile on a person's face when they've been convinced that the patches work. I am here to share with you that I am chasing the next story, that I am chasing the next victory story of someone throwing the cane down. You see, we're not chasing commas. We're not chasing commas any longer. We're now chasing stories. The real reason why wellness is around right now is so that we can help people. We can help people not just live a quality of life, but what I found in this last week is not only are we helping people live a quality of life, we're giving them their dignity back. I don't know about you, but that makes me feel like clapping. And if you know someone who wants their dignity back, or if you want to help to give somebody their dignity back, I want you to say yes, 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 yes in the comments, and we're going to introduce you to something right now that, you know what, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And once you know it, I'm going to ask you one question. What are you going to do about it? Once you know it, what are you going to do about it? I want to welcome you now to the future of wellness. I want to welcome you now to a movement that is a blue ocean movement. It is a movement, ladies and gentlemen, that literally is a one of a kind. I don't know about you, but perhaps you're ready for a one of a kind movement. And this movement is called Super Patch. And so our CEO says, you all, I'm sorry, let me go back, that I am here to build something generational that will transform the world because anything else is a waste of time. Those are the words from our CEO, Jay Dollywall. And ladies and gentlemen, he also says that disruptive technology has always changed the world and it always will. We're here with Super Patch to help solve the biggest problems. You see, I got tired of chasing Me Too companies with Me Too products, and here we are now with an opportunity to lead the wave. I don't know about you, but if you could get excited about leading the wave, I want you to go ahead and type yes, 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 yes in those comments. Not only are we solving the biggest problems, when you solve the biggest problems, you create the biggest opportunity. Well, look at these really big global wellness problems. And I want you to look smack dab in the middle of the page where you see that it says right now that poor sleep, there are 6 billion people in the world that suffer with poor sleep, calorie control, mood issues, low fitness. And if I'm coming down your street or I'm knocking on your door, and you're finding that you're dealing with any of these that are on the screen right now, go ahead and type what it is that you're dealing with in the comments because there's a patch for that. These are the current wellness solutions. The world says, change your diet. The world says, well, just exercise. But here's what I know as a woman who used to be 300 pounds. How in the world can I fathom exercise if I can't move my body? Therapy, just go to therapy. Well, there's natural products. There's all natural products. There's surgery. Just use surgery or over-the-counter products. Just go ahead and load up on more caffeine. Supplements, supplements, supplements. And now you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off because you don't know what to do. You see, with all of those options that the world gives us, there are also risks that are involved with the world's solutions. What about that they're hard to use? What about that there are contraindications? Which means that I've got to use one product to now battle the side effects of the product, and all of the side effects that I have, now I've got to take multiple medicines to now battle all of those side effects. Well, what about the solutions that are invasive? That I've got to worry about overdosage, that I've got to worry about whether the product is compliant. Is it FDA registered? Is it approved in any way? Now I've got to change my life just because I want relief. But here's what we know people really want. You say Jay Dollywall, he doesn't just throw a spaghetti to a wall and hope that it sticks. No, he does the research. He's paid $25 million, over $25 million, and 16 years of research and development to make sure that we have the best product at the best price that people really want to have a life change with no diet change. And I want you to let us know in the comments, which of these do you really want? Do you want a product that's easy to use? Do you want a product that's been tested like ours has? Do you want low cost? Maybe you want a product that's safe for an infant and for a grandparent and everybody in between. What about a product that's safe for expecting moms and nursing moms? What about a product that's side effect free? What about a product that's non-invasive? What about a product that you could carry in your pocketbook and we've got the same product in every country? Well, guess what? There was no product on the market that did all of those things. There was a new approach that was needed. It is time now for a breakthrough. And I know that many of you have been watching the videos all over social media and you think that it's like magic. You think that it's a scam, that it's fake, that can't possibly be real, that it really does look like magic. I understand. I felt the same way. But we are unlocking human potential through unrivaled technology with the innovation called VTT. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this presentation because I would do it no justice. I'm going to stop the presentation because I'm going to play a 5-minute video. And in this 5-minute video is going to share with you the reason why we're so excited about Super Patch. I want you to take notes. This is not a time for you to take a break. This is not a time for you to scroll on social media. This is not a time right now for you to go ahead and call your bestie unless you're telling her to get on this Zoom. This is a time right now for you to plug in and listen. Take notes so that you can hear why we're so infatuated with Super Patch and why Super Patch is here to stay. Take a look.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet. Bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each Super Patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the US economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM Super Patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
Every single time I watch that video, I get excited all over again. And one of the reasons why I get so excited all over again is because we know what the patches are doing for people. We're watching what it's doing for people. As a matter of fact, we're chasing testimonies at this point. What we're chasing is the look of astonishment on a person's face when they realize, wait a minute, and they don't even believe, even though they're the protege at the moment, they don't believe that it just worked. So we debunk the myths when we remove the patch again, and we show them that this wasn't just a placebo effect, right? Because this is not a placebo effect. And I promise that I'll bring Dr. Bramwell on here after these two amazing testimonies for about 2 or 3 minutes so that she can explain some of that and why we even suggest that you wear multiple patches at one time. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a little trip on up to Rhode Island, and we're going to bring a young lady, and I don't want to tell too much of her story, But this young lady, Heather Brum, she saw some of my posts on social media. She started sending me some messages. We are not on the same team, but we're all same team. We're one team. And she started to tell me about her story, her testimony, and I felt that it was so powerful that I knew that you all would want to hear Heather's story, her testimony about how she thought she was buying the patches for her husband only. But wait until you hear Heather's testimony. Heather Brum, would you go ahead and unmute yourself and tell your story? And thank you so much for agreeing to be here tonight. Heather, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you. So I originally started to buy the super patches for my husband because he's a plasterer by trade. And he was having such lower back pain for a good 2 months. Nothing was helping. Everything we tried. The ibuprofen was making his stomach really upset. So I saw super patches from a good friend of ours, Jen Goodwin Myers, and she sent a few to me. And we tried the Boost, we tried the Peace, and we tried the Joy. And Liberty as well. So that's when I'm like, you know what, Sean, let me put this Liberty patch on you because I've been seeing a lot about the balance tests. And so I did that. And I said, you know what, we got to order these. We have to order these. I ordered the Freedom patch. That was March. We're in almost August. He has not complained not one time of lower back pain, not once. So for myself, I have MS and I lack a lot of energy. I need focus. I have short-term memory with it. So I noticed that if the Freedom patch was going to work for him, the Boost patch, I don't go a day without my Peace patch. I don't go a day without my Focus. I wear about 8 of them a day. And it has changed both of our lives. More for him than anything.
That's incredible, Heather. You told me that you had MS. I was just kind of shocked that you got them for him and didn't think they were going to work for you or didn't think about yourself first. But that's what happens with us ladies. We are
Yeah.
always so focused on helping everyone else, and we'll put the mask on someone else first before we'll put the mask, on ourselves. So what do you feel for you is your favorite patch, or what is it like? I know there's multiple symptoms for MS. And not that, like I said earlier, we don't make any medical claims. You're simply just telling your testimony. What do you feel, or which is the patch that you feel has directly, or that you're directly benefiting from because of your MS?
I think the two best, my 3 favorite ones every day is Peace, Victory, and Liberty.
Mhm.
Liberty gives me my balance and my strength because I lost a lot of muscle mass. So I need to build that up. And I didn't feel strong in my hands. And now I just feel strong. I feel the strength. I feel stuff that I've never had before. And my balance, I was always kind of like tripping on my foot. And now I can stand on one leg. As long as I'm wearing that balance, I can stand on one leg. I'm not moving. I'm steady. I'm good.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think but the story that Jay tells us about his mom and how he designed that Liberty patch and these patches to help his mom, who also has MS. What a story that you have. And I'm just so thankful that you wanted to share it with us all. Thank you for sharing your testimony, not just with us, but with the world. And I want to thank you for your continuing, how you inboxed me. You just kept inboxing me. And I said, you know what? I got to tell her story. I got to let her tell her story. But thank you so much. And I am so happy for you that you finally found some relief for you, not just yourself, but for your husband as well. Thanks for coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nina. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And now we're going to go take a little trip, y'all. We're going to take another little trip. We're going to take a little trip on over to Texas, where y'all already know, and I want y'all to light this chat up, because not only are we getting ready to bring a fireball onto the line, but this fireball has just oopsed her way into ranking up and with very, very, very little effort. Although she's working hard in them streets of Texas, I told y'all this is my auntie, right? This is my auntie. Don't we look at her? Look at her, y'all. This is my auntie, and I just really want you to tell your story about how you even landed here 7 short weeks ago. The floor is yours, auntie. The floor is yours.
Oh my goodness, Nina, can you see me clearly?
We
Because
can. We
I'm
can
not
see.
really good with this camera. I'm holding the stick that you sent me. And so I said, I got to be able to be on. Didn't know you were going to have on pink as well. But look here, I don't waste time because I can't wait for Dr. Bramwell to come on. They're saying something about my language. They can't detect it.
No,
But
it's all
anyway,
right. We got you. We good.
okay. So here we go. Okay. My name is Gail Mathis, and I am 70 years old. Yes, I'll get close to the camera. And I do use the Lumi patch. I'm 70 years old, and I have been involved in the network marketing industry since 1980. So I have 45 years in this industry, always in some kind of health and wellness. I mean, absolutely love the industry because of the energy from the people. You can't be in network marketing long and not be positive because we'll run you off. So, long story short, 2020, I went into the hospital to have a left hip replacement. I walked around for 2 solid years in excruciating pain, took every pill I could take, over the counter, not over the counter, was taking way more medication than I should have, tearing up my liver. And I finally decided to go in the hospital and have a hip replacement. Well, when I went in to have that hip replacement, at that time, they told me then I needed to have my right hip replaced as well. That was in 2020. But what happened was when I woke up, they said, we've been trying to wake you up. I said, what do you mean you've been trying to wake me up? They said, you've been asleep for a while. We've been trying to bring you out of anesthesia. Well, I'm a researcher, and I know that when a person goes into surgery, sometimes it's the anesthesia going in or the anesthesia coming out that take you, not necessarily the surgery. So I didn't like the sound of that, right? And another thing they did was when I had my hip replacement, they cut about this much of my leg, of my bone in my leg, and for my hip replacement. And so I came out of the hospital in 2020 with a limp. Well, as you can see, I am a diva. Yes, registered certified diva. And to come out with a limp, that did something to me. A lot of people that know me didn't know how badly I felt with a limp. I'm not trying to hate on anybody that have a limp, but I went in the hospital straight and came out with a limp. And they told me, when we do your other hip replacement, you'll be even. I'm like, oh, no. You're going to tell me you got to have another major surgery that costs over $70,000 to make me back even. Well, I wasn't hearing that. So it's been 5 years forward. Fast forward 5 years, I had not had the surgery. And glory be to God, I have not over the years been having to really Tylenol it out or whatever. But 2025, it seemed like that hip started waking up. It started saying, hello, Gail. So I talked to my doctor, and my doctor gave me a prescription, Nina, for Tylenol 3. On the bottle, it says opioids. And she wanted me to take them every 6 hours. So at least 3 times a day, opioids. And I knew that said talking about being addicting. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to take that because I'm a health and wellness junkie. So I wake up June 5th, 3:00 in the morning in excruciating pain. And I go, oh my goodness, this hip. Oh, am I going to have this surgery? And so I wake up. I'm not really a big Facebooker. Yeah, I said I'm 70. I'm old school, but I'm learning to be new school. I'm going to be TikToking and all of that. But I wake up and to pass the time at 3:00 in the morning, I get on Facebook. And who pops up but Nina Mora? I know Nina, love Nina. But Nina don't normally be in my feed. She was in my feed. I know that was nothing but God. Because let me tell y'all something else was happening. Remember, my legs are uneven. And because my legs are uneven, sometimes I was doing that little stumble fumble stuff. Also, I'm a numbers person. And I knew that as a senior, if you fall or fracture something or break something, 3 out of 4 seniors are out of here within a year. And we're talking millions of falls a year. So I know I got to stay up off the ground. I don't need to be falling. So I get on Facebook and I see Nina. I never will forget, gray suit, white blouse, long white pearls, doing a balance test on this lady. And I'm like, what the heck is she doing? Look like that's something I need, because I'm stumbling too. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I go feeding, running through Nina's feed, trying to see what else is on her page, because I do know enough of it to know that. I start looking and I run across Stanisha Graham. And Stanisha is talking about these patches. I'm like, wait a minute, let me see what Stanisha got to say about these patches. And I listened, and oh my goodness, I saw Nina with the balance test, but I saw Stanisha Graham talking about excruciating pain. Remember, that's why I'm woke in the first place, behind this pain. I couldn't wait for 7 o'clock in the morning to get there. I called Nina. I went on, I knew how to stalk her enough to find her number. And I called and I said, I don't know if this is still your phone number, but I need you to call me. I put it in iMessage. I put it in text message. And next thing I know, Nina wakes up and see that Gail Mathis is trying to find her. She calls me and I tell her what's going on. And she say, Auntie, I'm going to overnight you some patches. I'm going to get something to you, because I was in excruciating pain. About an hour and a half later, Nina calls me. She says, Auntie, Stanisha's in town. If you can get over to her place, she will patch you. Well, all I know is 12:30, I arrived at her place. I'm in the lobby. Stanisha comes down. First thing she does is give me the stability test. Now, remember, I'm rocking. And she put this patch on me, and I'm solid as rock. Now, wait a minute, this is me now. I'm like, whoa, what just happened, right? But then I'm also in pain. So I'm in the lobby. I had on some pants. I had no problem pulling my pants to the side. I needed some relief. I took that freedom patch, slapped it on my hip. I had the Liberty patch on my arm. She said, but because you're having excruciating pain, she slapped a victory patch on me. And she looked at me and she said, walk to that door. I went, what do you mean walk to that door? How's something going to happen this fast? But I know how to follow instructions. I took off walking. And the first thing I noticed, I was walking different, because remember, I have a limp, but I wasn't feeling limpy. I walked to the door, and when I turned around, I had what I call the super patch look on my face. It's like, duh, wait a minute, because when I turned around, not only was I walking better, the pain was gone. I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. I walked back to Stanisha Graham. I started talking so fast. I'm a fast talker. I've been fast all my life. I said, wait a minute, what is this? Who created it? For the next 2 hours, I drilled her. She kept trying to record everything I was saying. I said, no. Wait a minute. Something's going on. And so look, let me tell y'all something. I was not looking for a business. I was not. But I'm going to tell you something. Nina always says, when you see it, you can't unsee it. When you hear about this, you can't unhear it. But what I know, once you feel it, you can't unfeel it. And since June the 5th, every day I'm patched up. I have on my Liberty patch, my victory patch, my freedom patch. And after I got that, I jumped in the deep end and I started finding out about all these patches. And now I have on the Defend patch. I have on the Lumi patch. I have the Peace patch, because I get so wild. I need to slap on a peace patch to calm down, to be able to go to sleep. Then I'm patching like crazy. I have met some phenomenal people, and I just can't hold it to myself. I don't know about you, but I've been in this industry for 45 years. I have never, ever synced, and I know synced is not a word, synced anything like this. I have made, God, thank you. I've made incredible money in this industry. But let me tell y'all something. This right here, for the first 2 weeks, Nina, I wouldn't even look at the compensation. Everybody knows me as the money lady. I wouldn't even look at the compensation. Why? Because this was changing lives. It had changed mine. And I said, wait a minute, this is bigger than money. This is priceless. And I started telling everybody. I have some people that I absolutely love on this call tonight, and they know. I said, you're going to have to hear me. I'm coming to see you. I'm fixing to patch you up. I have, and I know it ain't my night, but I know that if you will open up your mouth and share this and you patch yourself, because everybody on here have something that they need a little bit of. I don't care if you need a little peace, because it's a whole lot of anxiety and stress going on. Little joy. I put on the joy patch one time, then I had to take it off because I'm already pretty joyful. But I wanted to see what I was gonna feel like. I was so woo. I said, oh no, I don't need that one. Let me put that one back in the bag. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I wear patches every day and going to wear patches every day. Now I must say, some people have hated on me because I'm doing something that has changed my life. Really? Really? I'm doing something that's changed my life, not only physically, but it's going to change my life financially, because I didn't shut up. I wouldn't even let Nina post me. I made senior associate and team leader last month. I say, no, you can't post me. But because of the connection that I have here in Houston and the people that I have absolutely bonded with, Kay, BJ, Cynthia, Charlotte, I mean, there's so many on here in Houston, that when I hit the rank of director, and you don't do any of this in network marketing alone, so don't get all caught up with an itis. It's about helping people. And all of us saw a difference. All of us had the super patch look. All of us knew this was something absolutely, absolutely incredible. Margarine foot been hurting for a year and a half. I slapped that patch on the top of her foot. She went to walk and she talking about, wait a minute, how did that pain leave as quick? I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is incredible. I'm gonna help him change the world. I'm gonna help patch globally the billion people. I know we about patching a million here in this group, but I'm with the billion, because when I first got in network marketing in 1980, I asked God this, and I'm gonna finish. I asked God, give me something that can help the masses, not just that little group of people, because I've been in that little group that have made more years plus in a year. I worked at the post office for 20 years, never had made 100,000. I know what that feels like. Not trying to boast, not trying to brag, just trying to tell you. I'm here to tell you this can change your life. This can change your family's life. All you have to do is patch up, because you need to be patched. You need to be a product of the product. Find a patch that's for you. I got them. I got them right here. I don't know if you need some boost. I don't know if you need some joy. I don't know if you need some defend. I don't know what you need, but I'm got the patches, and I'm patched up, and I don't leave home without it. Just like Nina said, it's just like American Express. I'm not leaving home without my patches. In fact, I have to stop myself when I go to the store and see somebody walking with a cane. I have to stop myself when I walk around and see people that are struggling, and I'm a senior. But guess ground now. I sure can. I can shake it. I love to dance. I had stopped trying to dance. Why? Because I was scared I was going to stumble and fall. Well, not over here. And so all I know is either you're going to be in front of the wave or you're going to be behind the wave, because I know what it feels like to be on the front end of something and you have it in your hand. Don't be talking about next year, what you could have, should have, would have did. Do it now. Help change your life. Help change others' lives. And I'm going to tell you something, the money going to come. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It can't help it. Anything like this, when you're talking about neurotechnology, way over here. But when you're talking about technology, no drugs, no ingredients, no side effects, let me tell you, all I know is, watch us. We fixing to help change the world. Back to you, Nina. I love you.
I love you more. Y'all go ahead and light that. They are lighting the chat up for Auntie Gail. Listen, I feel like I should just be giving the benediction right now, because Auntie said it all. She said what needed to be said. She said, stop playing, right? That's what she said. And she said, once you see this, is something else that Dr. Bramwell said to us. But I had been saying, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear. But once you know it, you are held responsible for what you know. And once you know it, there is no way that you could go back to unknowing. There's no way that you could want to be in a position to not share this with someone else when you know that you can also allow someone to change the quality of their life. But Dr. Bramwell, more than that, their dignity, that's that's a whole nother level. And so what I want to do as I'm bringing Dr. Bramwell back up is, Dr. Bramwell, I want to also put the presentation up, and I want to talk about the slides as soon as I can figure out what I've done with it on my screen. Hold on a second, because y'all know I'm not all that tech savvy, and I got to figure out why this is not on my screen. Hold on one second. So give me 1 second, Dr. Bradwell. When I click share, it's not showing. And it is because, I know it's because I actually came off the wrong way when I came off the last time, I think. 1 second. Let me figure it out. Dr. Bramwell, you can talk a little bit while I figure out how to bring this back.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know how I come after Auntie Gail, but I'm coming after her anyway, because I mean, just what she was talking about, that she wears multiple patches. So I think I'll start there, because I think that when we talk to you about the patches, you think that you only wear one and then that's going to fix everything and you're going to wait until that fixes it and then you're going to wear another one. No, 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 no. Our brain works as a unit. It works as a whole, right? That's what we're doing. We're doing a holistic wellness here with our neurotechnology. And so these codes that are on each of the patches, they are going to communicate. The whole brain is communicating with other parts of the brain, right? So it's not just one spot here and one spot there. And so we get crossover, and that's why we're seeing such miraculous things too, because the brain is now just coming together, creating that wholeness so that everything is correcting. So pain doesn't just have pain as the issue. There are other things related to pain. There's how you deal with pain, how you've coped with pain, what situations you first dealt with serious pain, trauma, different things like that. So those things are actually coming together, and the other patches are helping you put all the pieces together rather than just one piece or just putting a Band-Aid. We are putting everything together. So the brain uses this braille for the brain to decode the problem and tell your brain to correct it. Your brain controls everything in your body, everything, even to batting your eyelashes, right? So our eyelids, right? We don't actually bat our eyelashes, we bat our eyelids. But anyway, that's the technicality. So we want that to work together. So I don't talk about any less than 4 patches at a time. No less than 4, because all of us, whether you have an issue or not, what we're trying to do is anticipate and correct before we get there. So there are things that are happening to you that you can't see yet. They haven't manifested on the outside. And so why not put the patch on so that it corrects that and puts you back in proper balance and optimize you before you actually see it on the outside. So if you don't have focus issue or a memory issue, guess what? It's coming. So we're all getting older. So why not do something that's actually going to correct and put you back in what we call homeostasis? And so that's our Liberty patch, right? It does autonomic system homeostasis. What does homeostasis mean? It means clear balance, like everything is where it's supposed to be, doing everything it's supposed to do. And that's what we want. And that's why Liberty is, yes, it's our foundation, but now we want to put the other patches with it so that our brain globally maximizes. We reach our higher potential. I think for a long time, people would say, oh, we only use 10% of our brain. And it was thought, actually, that's because that's all that we could use. That has since been debunked, and definitely with Jay Dollywall's search out of everything, this has been debunked even more, that we can definitely reach way higher potentials. And why not do it with the patches, which you're not ingesting anything, you don't have any side effects, you don't have any contraindications. Contraindications take people out, because not only does it change or make you have to take another medication to do something about a symptom that happened, a side effect that happened from the other medication that you're taking, but it actually bumps up the price list, taking you to a higher tier of medications, because now they got to use something else because you can't take that medication. So usually it's the higher price newer medication in order to fix that issue. So, hey, I've heard, and I think Ms. Nina was talking about that somebody said, oh, they got to check with their doctor. Let me tell you something. Don't check with me to see whether or not you need to take these patches. Just put a patch on, like Auntie Gail said, put the patch on. Put the patches on. They don't have anything in them. I think it's so simple. And I think that we've just been so programmed to think that we need to take something in order to get better that it's so hard to comprehend. But let me tell you, there is absolutely zero ingredients, zero medication. There's nothing in there. It's just something that's going to communicate and make your brain do what it knows how to do because it's getting the right signal.
Dr. Bramwell, did you see, can you see the patches that are up on the
Yes.
screen? Okay, but
Yes.
did you see the videos of the young men that I patched yesterday?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I patched 2 of them. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. So
Yes.
they began to put their entire body weight
Yes.
on the fist. Afterwards, they all were acting like they were doing wrestling moves, trying to
Right.
get those fists to move because they couldn't believe it. But if you saw right directly after I did the 2 stability tests, that they were then grabbing all my patches and they were literally, and it was, we had to capture it because I didn't ask them to do it. I didn't pay
Right.
them to do it. When
Right.
they saw those 2 guys get stronger, instantly they said, "What else you got in that pouch of yours? What else?"
Exactly.
And I said, "Well,
Right. Because if that did that,
what else do you have?" And it was the
Exactly.
boost patch for energy, which is actually on the
amazing.
next screen. Let me go ahead and that next one. It was, I don't know why I can't. When we're on here, it acts crazy. This patch, those gentlemen, I watched them working tirelessly for 3 days, recording the
Yes.
event that I was at from sun up to well after sundown. And they have to edit those videos on the spot because Neil does not play. He want his content right now. And so they went from boost. Then they said, "Well, what else you got?" And I said, "Well, I can
Right.
give you the focus patch because
It's right.
they had hours left to work on the production and editing those
Mhm.
videos." And so focus, all of them were grabbing a focus patch. Today, I went back to the house to drop off something for Mr. Davis, and the manager of the house was there. He had been sick this weekend, so he said, "What's this with the patches I keep hearing about? This patches."
Yes.
And I said, "Well, one will make you stronger in an instant, give you better stability." And he said, "Then patch me, do me."
Right.
He said, "Do me right now." And I patched him, and I'm gonna post the video because he just looked at me crazy with the super patch look. He's
Exactly.
laughing like, "No way, Paul." He was like, "What else you got? What else do you have?"
Mhm.
And so I gave him the pamphlet, and Paul is taking him back. He said, "Well, this is where I'm gonna start right here." And he chose the focus one. He said, "Because I've got so much on my plate, I want to be able to focus better." Dr. Bramwell, every day I'm pretty much to tears. But last week, when we saw Mr. Craig's video and his testimony, which I chopped down because it was like a 10-minute video,
Yes.
he started off with liberty and freedom. And it was when, he had a very difficult time getting up out of the wheelchair. He's been wheelchair bound 5 years. We're not making any medical claims, but he's been wheelchair bound 5 years. And we're not sorry that we're taking this much time, y'all. We have to give this information to you.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
You need to know. 5 years, he hasn't seen his nieces and nephews in 5 years because he can't walk. He could barely get up out the chair on his own. He put the liberty and freedom patch on. And then you see him bouncing up and down, out of the wheelchair, up and down,
Yes.
up and down. But what I saw even more than Mr. Craig bouncing up and down out of the wheelchair, it was when he began to box like Muhammad Ali that I realized at that moment, Mr. Craig is about 6'6". We
Yes,
gave
he's
Mr.
very tall.
Craig his dignity back.
Mhm.
And that, Dr. Bramwell, I will chase that to the day that I die.
Yep. Yep. That's the intangible. That's the intangible. You can't quantify. You can't put a price on it. And we heard on one of the videos with Mr. Craig where his grandkids were saying, "He's already over here. He's already over here." And because he was
Mr.
moving
James.
out, and that was just a couple of with Mr. James, and he was just a couple of weeks out using the patches. So I mean, it's just, I keep saying miraculous, and again, we're not making any medical claims, and we're, I don't know, your belief is where your belief is. I know where mine is, and these are anointed, these are here, these are miraculous things happening, which I wish, when I was working with children, when I was a pediatrician in my previous life for 20 years, that I would have had something like this. Oh my God, how I could have given the families some peace, and all the hard work that they had to do in order to try to, get their children to be able to do things that the schools couldn't get them to do, or, they called them every day, or whatever the case may be, called them problem children when they were just having problems with how their brain is wired. And now we have something that helps their brain correct, because actually in ADHD and autism, it is proven that the brain just actually works differently.
Mhm.
It's just wired differently. It has nothing to do with lack of intelligence. And so to see that we have the opportunity to do this, and again, not making any medical claims, and I'm not saying we're curing anything or whatever, we just know what we are seeing, and we cannot unsee what we have seen. We
Yeah.
cannot unhear what we have heard. We cannot unknow what we know. And as Auntie Gail said, we cannot unfeel what we have felt, because all of us have been balance tested as well, as we were challenged to do, right? And I have my peace patch on. I do not go a day without my, that is my favorite,
Yep.
the peace patch. And I got on my Ignite patch on my leg, so, and I have my Defend patch because COVID is back out with something else or
Yep,
whatever.
yep.
So, and I have allergies, which I have not taken my Zyrtec for
A
2.5
long time.
weeks
Yeah,
now.
me either. Well, thank you, Dr.
No Zyrtec.
Graham. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and close this out in just a few minutes, but thank you so much. All right, y'all. Again, you can't unsee what you've seen. You can't unhear what you've heard. And now we're going to kind of close this out for you all so that you can make a decision. We have multiple patches, guys. Freedom for pain, which we strongly suggest that you pair freedom with peace and liberty. That is the pain cocktail. We can offer you a sheet once you get back to the person that invited you here to kind of show you how to mix and match the patches to achieve maximum results with our patches. Victory does everything that Liberty does, plus some. Helps with neuropathy, helps with recovery after workout or walking or any form of exercise, helps with blood flow. Ignite is going to burn up to 500 calories at a resting state. Joy is going to give you joy. It's like the happy patch. You heard so much about peace tonight. Lumi is for our beauty and our glow. It's for our skin. No more taking expensive collagen. I was spending almost $200 a month on my collagen. And now I'm no longer spending that. So I'm saving money using my Lumi patch because I'm also getting paid for my consumption. Defend, I wear it as well. So on this arm of over here, I wear 6 to 8 a day. Patches, not 6 to 8 Defend patches, but 6 to 8 patches. Defend is for your boosting your immune system and allergies, as well as helping you with blood flow as well. Focus is going to do exactly that. Help you to focus. It is great for adults and or children and for memory loss. Rocket is for sexual excitement and stamina. It's for men and women, and also for women that might be going through that change of life. Rocket and Ignite are good patches to wear, along with the Peace patch and REM if you can't sleep. REM is going to help your body go into that deep realm of sleep, and Kick It is going to help you to kick bad habits, along with boost energy and more to come. That's all I can tell you, right? So if you believe that the world is saturated, I'm telling you right now, this is not oversaturated. We just started January 2023, and we're really just getting started because many of you that are listening right now has never even heard of Super Patch until we started going a little crazy and viral with it every single day. Who do you know? And I want you to write their names down right now. Who do you know that needs better sleep? Who do you know in your family or your friends or somebody you work with? Write their names down right now, because I'm going to show you that you do know people who need these patches. And all you're going to do is invite them to our Monday night calls. We host one call a week. Our Mexico team is on here with us tonight. They will be with us every Monday night. And then corporate hosts a Tuesday night call and a Thursday night call on a separate line. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll plug into those calls as well. We host a Sunday night team training call with our national VP, Jonathan Bryant. That is every single week. But who do you know who's in fitness and sports? Because this is not just about people that are not able to walk or in pain or can't sleep. This is for people who just want to maximize their health and they want to be better. Who do you know? There's so many things that you should be looking at when you're looking at a company. But guess what? As you heard Auntie Gail say, I'm the comp plan woman, and I didn't even look at the comp plan right away. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we pre-launched, so to speak, in March, in the middle of March, but we didn't put a post up. We didn't really launch until May 1st. We quietly were just sampling the product out. We never even looked at the comp plan until sometime about in May, because this is not about the comp plan. We know if we patch enough people, the comp plan is going to be comp plan, right? The comp plan is going to comp plan. You will get paid, and you'll get paid weekly here from your customers going to your website. You'll get paid monthly, somewhere between the 20th and the 23rd of the month, your residual income and your bonuses. When your pay is available, you will get an email. You don't have to say, hey, when am I getting paid? Hey, when am I getting paid? Once there's $40 accumulated in your pay, then it will kick out an email from Vox Life, and all you got to do is click on the email and sign up, and we get a notification every time we get paid, whether it's on Fridays or whether it's the monthly pay, which is your residual and your bonuses. Also, you guys, you want to make sure that you stay connected, right? But you want to make sure that you've got a product that works. You got a product that's the same in every country. You want a product that's not a Me Too product. There are so many advantages to Super Patch that we would be here for hours if we tried to explain it all in one call. But what we know is this: 66% of people don't even have an extra $500. They don't. That with many companies, there's just too much hype. There's too many scams. There's too many products, Me Too products. There's too many MLMs that make you promises that they don't keep. You know, there's a lot of companies that promise that you'll win money, win prizes. Well, guess what? Even Chris Courtenay, one of our own, is winning $500 right now from Super Patch, and all he has to do is DM them for a video that he made. He got chosen as one of the daily winners because in the month of July, our company was giving away $500 a day for you explaining how you're living your Super Patch life. People are financially exhausted and they're afraid. That's right, I said it. People are scared right now. We see what's happening all over the world with inflation that's punishing us, right? The issues in the economy are systemic and they're not going away. We got to do better. And once you know better now, you've got to do better. Everybody needs extra cash. Nobody can tell me that they don't. The world is in $7 trillion worth of debt. So when you look at what's different between the gig economy versus what we have to offer you in Super Patch, just take a screenshot. You can see it. Yeah, you'll earn extra money and maybe some quick cash, but look at all of that in the red. There's limited market opportunity. So let's say you go drive for Uber or Lyft or any of those things, and I don't down any of those things. But you're in your car all day, unsafe, can't get on the phone, you're disconnected from the world. There's limited time for that. You're trading time for money. When here, you can build a team, and we'll show you how to do that. As a matter of fact, the patches make it super easy for us to do that. We want you to grow with transferable skills, personal growth, and development. Building an asset as a team effort. Well, we've had success, major success so far, but the only thing that's missing is you, helping us to expose Super Patch to the world. Well, the NFL are on board wearing our patches, NBA, MLB, championship leagues, NHL, NCAA, and guess what, Dr. Bramwell, they've got to go through more excruciating tests and trials to wear or use anything when it comes to professional sports. And if they can wear them, I am 100% certain that you can wear them because their doctors have had to try and test the products out. Well, these are our strategic partners. And guess what? These are our brand ambassadors, influencers that have partnered with Super Patch because they believe in the product. They're not just getting paid from Super Patch, but they've partnered because they actually believe in the product. But guess what? Dr. Bramwell and all the many other doctors that are on our team will stand behind this one. That a doctor on the advisory board, well, our advisory board, they're all doctors. You don't see that in any other company ever. Well, we want you to catch the super wave with product and technology leadership, where you're going to get access to our boards app. You're going to get access to our team page, or you want to make sure you get back to whomever may have invited you. We've got multiple teams being represented on this call tonight. We've got a global opportunity. We will be opening Mexico in August. All right. We will be opening Mexico in August. There's a few little more logistics that they've got to work out, but our CEO said today we will be opening Mexico in August. Maybe not the 1st of August, but we will open Mexico in August. I want you to hear that again. Don't get nervous. Don't get scared. And we will also be opening Colombia. So we will be in 34 countries starting August. All right. We're already in 32. We'll be in 34 countries after Mexico and Colombia launch in August. Simple, no limits, no tricks. Super Patch has an incredibly simple and lucrative compensation plan, plus more. And our leader, Mr. Jonathan Bryant, is pretty dope because he runs in additional incentives alongside of the comp plan and the company incentives as well. Listen, this is not the only pack, because I'm going to tell you how to get started. No, this is not the only pack, so don't get mad. Don't frown your face. This is just the best pack. It is the pack that you can customize 40 packs of patches, which is normally about a $3,000 offer, but you get it for $12.99 plus tax and shipping. But we've got ways that you can get started with us that start at $2,000 and go all the way down to the no excuse startup at $40 for membership only. It does not give you any patches. You need to get started with some patches. We can even show you how to use Sezzle or Klarna as some of the split pay options so that you can get started today, or you can use any form of credit card that you'd like. And we can also show you how to get started and purchase 4 patches, but only pay for 3, but you still must do the membership for $40. What I want you to do now, and I know we went over a little bit in our time, but there was some very important information that we needed to give you, and we had to let you hear a testimony from our newest director, Auntie Gail Mathis, professional in this industry, over 40 years of experience. You needed to hear from Dr. Bramwell, so that she could validate this for you. She's already done the research. She was actually more excited than I was about these patches. But what you do now is you run back to the person that invited you here, because how many more Zoom calls you're going to be on? How many more times do you need to hear the information? And if it's the fact that you need to try the patches first, try by locking in your position. Because guess what? We're positioning people starting tonight and tomorrow for closeout on Thursday. We're positioning people. You can get started. Bring your 2 besties or so in with you. Everybody get a pack and everybody get some patches so that we can share this wellness opportunity with the world. I am so glad that you stopped by to hear this information tonight. And guess what? We respect you and your time, but we wanted to give you the best. We wanted you to get our best. We wanted you to hear some of the best testimonies. We wanted you to see it, feel it, right? And now what you got to do is take action, because I could give you all the strategy in the world and it will mean nothing if you do not take action. How do you take action? By running back to the person that invited you here. Text them, call them, message them. Give me your link. I am getting ready to sign up. And then in August, you'll run with your head down and you will run chasing smiles, chasing stories, chasing the super patch dumbfounded look when people are trying to figure out how did that just happen. My name is Nina Mora, and I approve this message on behalf of our CEO, our leaders, Stanisha Graham, Jonathan Bryant, and all of the many other leaders. I don't even want to start because I'll get myself in trouble. But we honor you, we appreciate you, and we want you to get back to the person that invited you to hear this information tonight. Get their link, pick a pack, and join the Super Patch revolution as we now have a mission to patch 1 million people. But as Auntie Gail said, we're going into the billions. All right, good night, and God bless you all. Welcome to Super Patch.